Welcome to SGA Perspectives. My name is Jim DeSico, and I head up sales and client services for the Americas at SGA Analytics. And today I'm joined by Hasa Yalamanchili, who leads our products and services teams for analytics.
Hello.
Hasa, in your role, it affords you an opportunity to work with C-level executives across a broad array of industries. Can you talk a little bit about how those executives are leveraging analytics to help solve today's mission-critical business problems?
Over the last 10 years, enterprises have been making huge investments in building their data analytics portfolio and creating a data science capability within their organization. Some of the important factors that they keep in mind when they develop these platforms is, one, how do we understand the customers better and deliver value to them? How do we ensure that there is operational efficiency and excellence that is driven based out of the platforms they build? Number 3, how do we change the paradigm from actionable insights that has been there for a long time to actual business outcomes? The fourth one is an overarching theme where enterprise scalability is something that we keep in mind when we deliver a data science model.
Yes, enterprise scalability is something I hear about all the time on the front end of the business. Can you talk exactly about what does that mean and how is it achieved?
So there are some of the important components that we have to keep in mind right at the beginning of when we define a business problem, business use case. That is, how do we automate and how do we reuse what we are building? And when we keep that in mind, when we develop a machine learning model, it makes us scale to the additional data structures that we are putting into the model, to the additional data sources, and to the streaming data that is coming in, that is getting refreshed on a day-to-day basis. Right? And while we build this entire ecosystem, there is a definitive need for clean data across the data value chain.
Sure, clean data. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. I can see where clean data is an absolute requirement for a data science team to be fully effective. Could you talk about how does your firm help clients achieve that utopia of a clean data environment?
The clean data concept is definitely utopian. But let me say that any machine learning model to be successful, there are two important components of it. One is how well are we able to define the problem and dissect the problem statement into multiple modules. And the second one is how well are we able to capture the data as to what we want for the business problem and how do we derive KPIs out of it. So when both of these come together, there is a need for a platform, a definitive data strategy, where you can bring the data sources and the problem statements together and create a governance model around this with policies and procedures that will enable a seamless flow.
Right, makes sense. And so clean data is one element of an overarching data strategy. What are some of the other key elements in having a good data strategy?
So based on our experience with working across different teams in the companies, we see the most success when across the company many teams come together. And I say that a business unit, a data owner, a functional owner, or say the product manager and the IT and technology teams, they all come together when they define the business problem and take individual roles and responsibilities. That way everyone is included in the value chain that will impact the actual business outcome. If you look at it, there is a need for building a platform, a machine learning DevOps platform, which will enable us to integrate all the new technologies that are coming into the market seamlessly, which will help us better optimize the pipelines that we are building and at the same time create that operational efficiency.
Yeah. Earlier on in our conversation, you talked about helping clients with that last mile of their journey. What does that last mile entail?
So last mile is basically about how do we impact the business, how do we create a business outcome out of every machine learning model that we are building. It entails two important parts. One, the machine learning model itself, which is the mathematics, the statistics, the data engineering part of it. And the other part, which is the most important part, is the domain understanding. The domain understanding in the sense the industry, the market, the competition, the context of it. So when you bring these two aspects together, you actually enable the executives and the managers at all levels to come up with insights that will actually create business outcomes, whether it is increase in profitability or increase in revenue or operational excellence, etc.
That makes a lot of sense, Hasa. And really, this entire conversation has been very insightful for me, and I hope it's been insightful for you as well. If you really would join us on our media page and add your inputs into how your firms are tackling these challenges, that would be great. And thank you for joining us today on SGA Perspectives.